it's Atika and
Taylor.
And we are back with another YouTube video. Today we are doing a Q&A. Over on my Instagram, I asked for you all to ask us questions, and you did. So
yes, a lot.
A lot, yeah. So we're gonna get right into it.
Let's do it.
The first question that we have is, are you guys thinking of having a family? If so, how big or small? Yeah.
So something we learned in our pre-marriage counseling was that we actually become a family as soon as you get married. Like, you don't become a family once you start having children, but the way the Bible talks about it is that you leave your father and mother and you cleave to your wife or your husband. If the question is like, do we want to have kids? Definitely want to have kids.
Yes. But we want to have at least 3.
At least 3.
We want to have at least 3. And we're looking to start having them probably in about 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
We don't want any right now. It's like, well, I was talking to Taylor yesterday and I was like, well, it's like I'm in this weird thing where I want children right now, but I also don't want children right now because it's just, we don't need kids right now.
She forgets that every time that we see a baby though.
Yes.
All that completely leaves her mind and she's like, oh my gosh, a baby.
If you have kids, are you thinking of homeschooling, public, private school, Christian school?
This is one that if you would have asked me this question like 2 years ago, my answer would have been different.
Yeah, same.
And I would have definitely said not homeschooling, not private schooling, definitely public school, because I was in public school for most of the time. I was homeschooled for like 2 years, the last 2 years of high school.
Yeah.
But I was public schooled all the rest of the time. All my friends were public schooled for the most part. So I was like, no way we're gonna homeschool our kids.
Right.
The way the world has gone though, is that like, I told Atika the other day, I was like, if public school was, or is now what it was when we went to school, I would have no problem public schooling them. But I feel like it's changed so much in just the last couple of years to where it's like, I don't want them being indoctrinated from such a young age.
Yeah.
Things that have nothing to do with basic educational skills, but are very much like worldview things that are being taught to them at a young age.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's just, there's just so many things that kids are just being poured into them that have nothing to do with like just basic education anymore.
It's like a kindergartner doesn't need to be thinking about his sexual orientation or gender identity. They need to be like playing with Play-Doh. And going outside and like, you know, playing on the playground. Yeah. They don't need to be thinking about those things. They need to have a childhood that's not like hyper politicized. Yeah. And having all these agendas pushed on them.
Yeah. Have y'all had y'all's first argument as a married couple? I would say no. I would say no because when I think of an argument, I think of like there being just discord between us and like, oh, like I'm mad at this person, you know? Yeah. But I just don't think that we've had that yet.
No, we haven't had that. I mean, we've definitely had like little tiny things.
Yeah.
You know, but I think everyone has that. Right. So we haven't had like a real argument yet when we've been like mad at each other, I don't think.
Right, yeah. I would agree with that.
Will you guys be posting on YouTube often? Yes.
We plan on posting at least once a week. Taylor and I both have decided to go part-time at our regular corporate jobs in order to pursue more things ministry. Taylor is a youth pastor, so he wants to make more time to be full-time youth pastor, and I do ministry on social media, and I want more time to do that. So we both definitely decided to go part-time and to make more time for this. So yes, we'll be posting a video at least once a week. In the future, I would love to get to like twice a week though.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be so much fun.
It'd be so fun.
We're really looking forward to it, and I'm gonna schedule times to make videos and ensure that it gets done and gets posted for you. I know some of them have been asking, like, when are the videos coming out? When's the YouTube coming out? So excited to finally get to it and get it done. How has it been adjusting to living with each other?
I think it's been an interesting adjustment. Taylor and I are like a little bit different in the way that we live, so it's just a lot of like, you do that? Oh, that's interesting. Like, I don't do that. Or, hey, like, could you turn off the light or something like that? Like, it's just like things like that, you know, you just grew up differently. So it's just like that type of adjustment.
Basically, I get in trouble a lot. It's really what that means. Especially with the turning off the light thing.
Taylor, I joke around about this all the time, but it's so true. I tell people, you know Taylor's path in the house. You know where he's been. You can track his exact, like, which hallway he walked down, which rooms he entered, because there is a light on everywhere this man goes. Everywhere he goes, there is a light on. So that's how I know where Taylor's been. I know he's been in the bathroom, the guest bathroom, or the half bath, or the kitchen, or the sunroom, or the front room. Like, I know where he's been because there is a light on. But my mom had like taught me, Atika, if you leave a room, the light goes off with your exit. So
I hear that like 3 times a week probably. I can tell where you've been. I can tell you've been in here.
What are y'all's plans together for ministry?
In a couple years, Atika and I are gonna plant a church. Actually, it's something that I felt God put on my heart when I was 16 years old, and I've been going to Bible college and now going to get my master's in ministry to prepare for this that God has put on my life. And Atika also feels called to that as well, the digital ministry. Atika has already been so involved in. We're definitely going to value that as well.
So it's really cool. When Taylor and I first started talking to each other, we really like connected on just like doing ministry, like not stopping, not going into retirement of any sort, like just continuously doing ministry our entire lives, and it just never stopping. So it's really cool that, like, you know, he wants to plant a church and I wanted to do social media. And then of course, when you get married, like, you know, your callings become one, you know, as you two become one. So then it's like, okay, cool. Like, you're planning a church, I'm planning a church now. And like, I'm doing social media, you're doing social media now. So it's really cool because it's not us like forcing one another to do anything. Like, it's genuinely us being interested in doing whatever said thing is. So it's just really awesome the way that the Lord has just paired us together, because we want to do ministry together in so many aspects, not just in person, but online, not just online, but in person. Like, we want to make sure we get the best of both worlds in that. So I think that that's really cool.
Exactly. We want to reach as many people as we possibly can. So we'll use any means of distributing the gospel message that we can. That's something we're both really passionate about. And it's so cool how God called us together. And I'd always dreamed of having a wife who was sold on the vision that God gave me as well. And who dreamed big as well. So it was like so incredible meeting Atika and discovering that, seeing that drive in her, that vision in her. She's a dreamer. She's also a doer. She doesn't just think about and plan. She also executes the plan and makes things happen. And that's something I'm so excited about.
You're so sweet.
And God's so intentional to put us together, babe.
Yeah, for real. What is your guys' age gap? We're both 24.
Yes.
Taylor's like a month and 12 days older than me.
That's right.
Yeah.
A month and 12 days wiser than her.
Really?
That's just another way you
really?
Say it. It's really all in how you frame it. But
really? Yeah. Wow. Month and 12 days wiser.
That's how I see it.
How do you satisfy each other's love languages in your day-to-day routine? He said that his was physical touch.
Yes.
And Taylor's also a big words of affirmation person too. I've noticed about him. And then mine are quality time and acts of service. So one of the ways that I try to incorporate that with Taylor is giving him words of affirmation, like more than I normally would, because I'm someone that does not need words of affirmation at all. So it was difficult for me to, you know, give Taylor this words of affirmation, because I'm just like, I don't need it. So it just wasn't on the forefront of my mind. So it's something that I have to consciously remember to do. But it's something where I'm just like, oh babe, like you look so good today. Or, oh babe, like you did so good on that. Or yeah, that's a really nice sermon idea. Oh, I love that. Oh babe, you're so smart. Like, you know, and it's not like this disingenuous thing. Like it's not me being like, oh, I gotta give him words of affirmation right now. Like it's just me being like, oh, this is one way that I can love him right now, that can, you know, show him that I love him and make him feel loved, is, you know, really affirming him right now in these moments.
That's a huge help for me.
Yeah.
And definitely my love language. Probably, I think Tika thinks it's my main one, which I think she's probably right.
I think it is too. I think it's more than physical touch. He's a words of affirmation person.
Yes, and Atika is quality time and acts of service. So one thing I always try to do is when I get home, I try to spend a little bit of time with her before I do something else. I get home and she's typically working from home.
Yeah.
So she's here when I get here, and we'll spend a little bit of time together. Like today I had some sermons to work on, so before I jumped into that, I talked to her for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I checked on her as like in the middle of my sermons to make sure that she was good.
Yeah, yeah, so that is our Q&A video. If you all like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and also smash that subscribe button. And turn on post bell notifications as well, so that you get notified every time that we upload a video. Like Taylor and I said, we want to be more consistent on this channel. So that's why we went part-time with our jobs, so that we can upload consistently. So we really hope that you all stick around. Make sure you follow us both on Instagram. Mine is at Atika J, and Taylor's is at Taylor Manning Jenkins.
Thanks so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks for watching. Bye guys. That's a good video.
That was good.
You go, babe.